Hey y'all, it's me Star coming with Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 2 Reunion Part 1. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna start off how everybody looked. Well, everybody who was on this part, I'm not worried about the other people who I seen in the little previews or whatever. Anyhow, everybody was cute to me. Like, everybody was decent. Besides Brandy, I don't like how her hair was, and I ain't like that bird dress, like that feather dress or whatever. But that was about it. I think her hair was cute, and I think that her dress was cute, but it just wasn't for her, rather. So we started out or whatever. Come to find out, oh, Mariana and April ain't there. Said they focusing on their music or whatever. So they didn't show up. So start off with Ray J and Princess. They confirmed that they were engaged. They spoke about the New Orleans situation where she had supposedly had went to jail or however that went. Excuse me. And she said basically she went to jail because she wouldn't cooperate with the police when they got there. So, I can't believe that because they be mad because they done came all the way out there or whatever, and then you on bullshit. You wasting their damn time. So, I guess that's why they were mad, and she ended up going to jail because, she didn't want to say, she said she ain't know nothing or whatever because she knew Ray J was on probation. So, it is what it is. She said they ended up dropping the charges, and then they brought up the thing about him leaking the situation. He said that they tried to hide it or whatever, but as he was saying that if you peep Princess in the background, she looking like, nah, nigga, you told. And then him and Tierra had a little back and forth. She said he got TMZ on speed dial or whatever. Yeah, Tierra seemed to, like, they didn't really speak to her, and when they, like, she was just jumping in everybody's stuff, it seemed like to me. Like, why is Tierra still on this couch, like, throughout the stuff that was going on? I was trying to figure that out, but whatever. They did this bootleg little, here's your chance to clap back little thing or whatever that was bootleg as hell. And so, it was talking about, I think it was when Moniece was talking about Princess during the situation with her and Tierra when they was arguing or whatever. And so they asked Princess, did she want to clap back at what Moniece had said? And Moniece was saying that she heard how Princess is doing interviews and shit like that, talking about her, and she don't even know her or whatever. And Princess was like, that's a lie. I ain't say nothing. Girl, you don't even got a house to stay in. And so, when she say that, you know what I'm saying? Tierra, yes she do. Yes she do. She do got a house. And so Moniece was like, Bino, and everybody looking confused, and she was like, that's my safe word, I need to take a minute. And she took a minute and got off the stage. But when she was getting up or whatever, Ray J got up like he was ready. And so they just kind of like, Ray J, what you get up for? Sit down or whatever. He was like, no, because Moniece be bullying people, and she bully motherfuckers that she thinks she can bully, and then the ones she know that ain't going, she'll back down or whatever. So they did that. He said that or whatever. Then Rich stepped in, and he was like, let me just tell y'all, long as Moniece fuck with me, she got somewhere to stay. Know that, basically. I ain't saying word for word, but that's basically what he said or whatever. And he had said that or whatever. And he was just like, we not together right now, but I'm not finna condone this bullshit or whatever. And so Ray J, he tried to get fake tough, like, what, all this other shit. Everybody, Ray J sit down, but Ray J wasn't on shit, and we all know that. So he sits down, and then they go to Fizz, and Fizz like, she do got somewhere to stay, or whatever. So that was that. Then they had their little fake ass hashtag who the worst one or who should be in the doghouse. Max, Rich, Soldier Boy, whatever. So that was that. So we come back. It's to the Moniece, Marla, and Rich situation. So they doing their little playbacks of the shit when Rich and Marla had met up and all that other stuff. But the whole time what caught my attention during that segment was Shonda's face. I'm like, look how Shonda looking. So that was that. We already seen the shit. And Marla said the reason why she acted the way she did towards him was because of the whole Creep Squad shit that he be carrying on or whatever. So Rich goes into the whole thing. Nobody want to look into how things are really going on, but I pay $3,000 a week for child support. Womp womp, womp womp, or whatever. So that was that. Then they go to Nikki telling Rich about Moniece and Fiz's conversation, which still, I think that, Moniece should have been more mad at Fizz than anybody, because that was a conversation between them two, baby mama and baby daddy. He should not have ran and told Nikki that shit. Because if he didn't tell Nikki, then Nikki couldn't have told Rich, and then here we go. But Nikki did not have to say nothing either, but it is what it is. I'm quite sure she had to for the show or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because really, truth be told, Nikki didn't really have a storyline this season like she did before. But I like Nikki. She's messy as hell, and she just stand her shit like whatever, la la la. It's just she be seeming so damn unbothered. I think that's what I like about Nikki or whatever. So yeah, I'm reading my notes. My bad. So Ray J, was that when Ray J? Is that when Ray J gonna ask Nikki? Yeah, Ray J gonna jump in or whatever. And like, I just want to know, why'd you tell on the homie? He's another one that when everything going on or whatever, his ass steady jumping into the damn situation with his 2 cents like somebody asked him. But okay, that's Ray J or whatever. So what I was also trying to figure out when they did the playback of the whole situation when Rich was telling Moniece he found out from Nikki, I'm just trying to figure out if Nikki told him about the situation and he went to the studio to tell Moniece he knew about the situation, why did he have the ring? You already knew you weren't going to propose to her, so what was that? That was just for show, like for excitement or something, because he threw the shit at her or whatever. But that's nothing or whatever. So they asked about that, and Moniece tries to clarify what she told Fizz. And she basically was saying that it was more of a closure thing, and she kept telling Fizz that it wasn't on a relationship level. Which I don't know. I don't know if I believe her or not. I kind of do. And I think they probably just edited out and just, put together what they wanted to put together to make it look how they wanted to make it look. Because it's a lot juicier for her to just be saying she's still in love with him rather than telling him this is a closure situation. Woo, woo, womp, womp, womp. So that was that. Yeah. So Moniece come back. Oh, she was already back, because that's when she was clarifying the shit with the damn ring or whatever. And so when Moniece come back and they talking and shit, you could tell she feeling some kind of way. And come to find out later on, she was feeling some kind of way because Rich had said that they wasn't together. She was under the assumption that their relationship was on the rocks, but they were working on it. And so they asked Rich about that, like, yeah, she thinking that y'all was still together, y'all was working it out or whatever, y'all was just on the rocks. And so Rich went into talking into circles about that, like being on the rocks. Well, me and Moniece been on the rocks, woo woo, womp womp womp. Okay, but that's not being broke up. So he talked in his little circles or whatever. And so Tierra, I don't know why. What did Tierra have to say? Tierra had some shit to say, like, was it because of Nikki or some shit or what the fuck ever? And Nikki like, no, you already knew about it before me or some other shit or whatever. And they asked Fizz, did they think that the relationship between Moniece and Rich was real? And he was going to say yes, but Nikki bust out with the whole nuh-uh, because he sent you an email saying he was looking for a way out. And so, of course, Fizz tried to clear that up. And he was saying that Rich emailed him asking him about, Fizz and Moniece's relationship or whatever, seeing what was going on with them. And he was like, oh, okay, cool, because that may have been my way out or something of that nature or whatever. So, they mumbling about that. Monique's looking shocked about the email thing. Marla sitting over there looking like, I told you so type of look or whatever. And that's when Ray J said the why you snitch on the homies little whatever. And then Rich, he like, well, let me let y'all know something. I don't need no motherfucking help getting out of a relationship that I don't want to be in. Okay, so don't go there or whatever. So Monique's like, well, I'm confused though. So what is it? And then, the host, yeah, she's confused. What is it? So Rich goes in his circles and circles and circles. And then he finally say, that they're not officially together. So that's that. So then we hit the stage. Here come Miles. Miles now. Why is Tierra on the stage? I have no clue, but she was on the stage, and so they go through the playback of their little stuff. But why I was dying was during that playback, they showing the camera on Miles, Milan. Then they go to Fizz like. Then they go to Ray J like. Then they go to Rich like. You could tell it was real uncomfortable for all of them, and I couldn't help but laughing because, okay, let's be real, you know what I'm saying, to some people, this is their first time seeing, the chemistry between a man and a man, you know what I'm saying. So you could see them like they trying to hold a straight face, but low key you could tell they like a little uncomfortable. So I was just cracking up looking at them. So they asked Amber, was she ever worried about Milan and Mal's friendship or whatever. She said no, she wasn't worried about them. Like, she just thought they was friends or whatever. So then they go back to the playback. They show the Stop, Drop, and Roll scene. I Want My Mama rolling through the grass and shit. They played that back or whatever. So while they playing that back, of course, Miles, his ass crying. He cried too damn much. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, I understand, but shit, I'm tired of his. And he cried. He just cried too motherfucking much. But he's sitting up there crying. Amber looking crazy. Or whatever. And so they asked her, no, look, but while he crying and Amber looking crazy and shit, Milan sitting up there like, I'm bothered, like, this shit fake as hell. He just, like, his face though. His face said a million words without saying nothing at all. So, they go to Amber and she says she wasn't upset about him being gay. She just felt like he played her, and by them being best friends, like the same shit she was saying on the show, basically. She just felt like they were best friends, so he should have, told her the truth about him being gay or whatever. And so Mal's like, you're not black, you're not a man, you're not a rapper. I said, now wait, ain't she a rapper? I thought she was a rapper, Ab Fab or whatever. But he said, your ass ain't no rapper, so you don't know how I feel. So then they asked Milan, how did he feel or whatever. And he said he understood, the situation Miles was in. But at the same time, shit, I guess, like his mom ain't even talking to him because of the situation. So, it's just like, okay, they pulled the sisters on the stage. We knew Mal's sister was going to say something because she say something on every interview she get her ass on. So it was Mal's sister and Amber's sister. And so Mal's sister, she was like, I know Amber since forever. And she's like a little sister. And I understand her, but I understand Mal's too. And then Amber's sister was kind of just basically like, nah, I ain't for that shit. Whatever. But at the same time, we've been knowing each other for years. We're family. Family have bumps, and we'll move on from that situation. So that was that. But meanwhile, as I'm watching, how they flip to the audience and everything, Brandy is damn near on Mac's lap. Like, every time he moves, she moves too. Like, she ready to run. Like, I'm like, damn, Brandy, sit down. He ain't going nowhere. He is not going nowhere. Pipe down, So, that was that. Excuse me. So, then they go into the playback with Brandy and Max and their issues. So they showing us shit when she was running from the car and him throwing the ring and all that shit. So you know how they flipping through the cast as they're watching this shit. Princess ass got me dying. She mimicking the hell out of Brandy. Running to the damn car. Now mind you, I'm kind of like, wait a minute, is Brandy and Princess now cool? It's so many motherfuckers on that cast, you can't remember who into it and who not into it, to be honest. Because I'm like, wait a minute, is they friends or not? You know what I'm saying? But I guess they are. Because something Brandy say later on, but I'll get to that in like 2 seconds. So, the host was like, what was you doing in front of the damn truck? Like, what did you think you was going to do? And so Brandy like, I don't know. I was just so mad. I wasn't thinking or whatever. But if I would have had on some shorts, I would have been on top of that motherfucking car. I said, Brandy, honey, you is a whole mess. So Max did say it was disrespectful and he regretted throwing the ring or whatever. They asked Shonda and them, you know, how did she feel about the ring situation? And Shonda was just like, you know what, really, I don't care about rings. Rings really aren't anything to be, you know, 100 about the situation. That shit make bitches gravitate to a motherfucker if they got on the ring. So Brandy like, yeah, you know what, they do. But you know what? A bitch can't say that she don't know if she see him with the ring on. So why she gravitating or whatever and I gravitating whoop her ass, basically, she can't say she ain't know. She knew because she seen that motherfucking ring. So that was Brandy's point. And so they was all laughing and stuff. And I was laughing. Brandy is so extra. But low-key, I be cracking up. So I don't know how I feel about her. I guess I wouldn't mind her coming back. She irritated my soul at times. But she kept on with the action. With her extraness. So that was that. That was that. So then, here they go. Ray J said something about every girl in the studio ain't a hoe. And so, Brandy and them like, don't be defending them hoes. Don't be defending them hoes. And somehow it got on Princess. Princess said Ray J was a bad influence. And then I think they asked Princess, would she pop up at the studio or something? Long story short, Brandy told Princess ass, if you ready to show your ass, call me. Let me be the first bitch that you call, because I'm down to ride. So everybody got a little giggle out of that, and that was it. So then we go to Fizz, Nikki, and the appetizer. Kamaya, whatever. The appetizer or whatever. So they do the playback, all of that. When they come back, Fizz apologized for calling her that. He said he was using it like a metaphor, and he apologized because he said he wouldn't want anybody to call his daughter that if he had a daughter or whatever. So, okay, whatever. So then they asked Kamaya how long was they dating. She said they wasn't dating long. And so they was asking, like, why did he give her the key in the first place? And so they asked, why did you get the key in the first place? So then he said that she was going through some shit at home. So he figured while he was gone, he would let her go over there to get, you know, away from the madness. So when they said that, they asked her, was that true? Or whatever. And she was like, yeah, it was just a misunderstanding, you know, womp, womp, womp. And then here go Fizz. You was like, you know, my sex good. And so she like, I'm not going to talk about that. But, you know, I was wrong for telling Jason that. And woo, woo, woo. So I apologize for that. And, of course, after that, Fizz said, but you know my sex good. I say, oh, Lord. He must be wondering because he, you know, kept on saying the shit. So, like, okay, whatever, Fizz. Okay, whatever. So they were talking about Fizz and Nikki's relationship. And she said that they were still dating. But she really couldn't give her all to a man because she just lost her brother. And I do remember back. I'm not sure if her brother was going to be a cast member or what. Because when he passed away, the headlines like on the gossip sites was actually saying Love and Hip Hop Hollywood cast member dead or died or whatever. And when you would click on it, it would say that her brother, and I want to say that that man committed suicide. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that's what they said or whatever. So she broke down about her brother. And one thing I can say is that everyone seemed to show compassion when she broke down, about her brother. Of course, Brandy being extra Brandy, she done ran up there, hugging her and all of that stuff. And she had to go, which is understandable. So then we get to Moniece and her son issues. And speaking of Moniece and Marla now, Marla hair was 100% better than it was. She need to wear her hair like that. I like that. That's how she should have. She should wear her hair, because when they was doing them playbacks in that dry bob she had. But okay, so they showing the playback of Moniece's issues with the son. Meantime, during the playback, Brandy just bouncing like she mad, bouncing. So, and then Shonda, like, everybody looking crazy when they going over Moniece's little playback. So we goes back to the thing. Moniece is talking about her struggles with the situation. Like, that's her baby, it ain't her parents' baby. She had to do. And Brandy started talking. And she's just like, no excuses. You shouldn't make no excuses when it come down to your child. Your child should be your first priority. Womp, womp, womp. So then Shonda chimed in. It was like, you all he got. So Moniece was like, why is her talking to me? And so Brandy hooping and hollering. Mind you, Shonda sitting next to Marla. Shonda said, who you talking to? And then she turned around to Marla and was like, I will fuck her up. Then everybody got up and shit. And then, of course, next time. So we already know what that is. But Shonda ass just told this girl mama. She turned around and told her, I will fuck her up. I said, well, goddamn. Marla fake grabbed her or whatever, but it wasn't real. You know what I'm saying? Because she still was able to get up. And then in the scenes for the next week, they like, where did Princess come from? So I guess during the scuffle, Princess must try to sneak Moniece's ass. That's the only thing that I can imagine, because who else in that group would she be fighting? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Princess ass probably tried to sneak and slap Moniece's ass one. But, it's whatever. So that was pretty much it, the reunion. Looking forward to part 2. And yeah, pretty much that's it. Thanks for your time. Like, comment, and share if you would like to. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.